Hey guys, so I'm sort of filming this video to kind of brainstorm this thought that I've had in my head this entire day, to be honest. And it sort of originated from last night, honestly, and obviously it's something that I've been thinking about and that has been in my mind for a very long time since I started entrepreneurship and since I faced every single challenge that entrepreneurship has thrown at me. But I think last night was probably one of the moments where it truly hit for me and made me realize a lot of things that I sort of want to share in this video. It's a Thursday, right? So I'm in school. I'm still studying. In fact, I have school tomorrow and it's kind of late at night and I'm trying to film this video. But yesterday I was finishing up the work that I was doing for that night. Honestly, my routine sort of consists of waking up, going to school, trying to work in between breaks, going to the gym. Today was a rest day though, so I didn't go to the gym today, but usually my routine just sort of goes like that. And after the gym, I just have dinner, I take a shower, and then I come back, sit at this desk right here and just work until 1 to 3 a.m. depending on sort of what work I need to complete. And yesterday I probably stayed up till about 2 a.m. and I was just focused on trying to tackle certain problems and certain brain fogs that I've had within my mind and within my operations within my businesses. And so after having sort of told myself, okay, it's kind of getting late, I don't want to be all zombie-ish tomorrow at school, I'm sort of just gonna close it for today. Even though getting enough sleep for me is 4.5 hours, I still tried to close the computer down and just head to bed. And so I laid down on this exact bed right here and sort of just started talking to God. And I think that I sort of want to talk about that more in this channel because God has genuinely been the #1 source of my motivation. Honestly, the only thing that's keeping me going and the only thing that's empowering me to go after these goals that I can't even see. And so as I laid down in my bed, I sort of started talking to God about what was going on, what I was stressed about, and sort of what was going through my mind. And within that moment, I just went completely vulnerable. It was just completely surrendering to him. And it's kind of funny because when I look back, well, obviously this happened last night, but as I look back on that moment, it sort of gave me a moment to reflect on, and it's made me realize that I've gotten to such a point within my life where the only thing that I want to focus on and actually portray within not only my life but within this channel is just being purely authentic. Because in that moment last night, as I was talking to God, there was no lie, there was no pretending. It was just me being the truest form of myself. And I think that one of the most important things that anybody could ever do for themselves is not only become the best version of themselves, but also becoming the truest version of themselves. Because it'll always get back to you. No matter how much you try and hide from it, you will always face the truth, no matter what. Even if you go out there and pretend that you're happy with certain things or that you're okay with certain things, you cannot run away from that feeling deep down that it's not the way that it truly is. And most people never really give themselves that opportunity to just sit down and be true with themselves. And most of the time, it has a lot to do with their environment. And honestly, I feel like that's why I've been so isolated these past, honestly, few months and past year. I don't want to try and say this in a very weird, lonely way, but I genuinely have no friends. But that's because I chose to keep it that way. And the reason why that is because I feel like I'm in such a stage and in such a point within my journey where I can't bear to surround myself with people who are not willing to level themselves up, and yet I'm still not in that position where I can go and meet people who are all about leveling themselves up. And that's mostly because I'm still in my hometown and I still need to obviously graduate and get this business to work so that I actually have enough money to leave and to go to other places and network and all these different things, right? And ever since then, I've just been isolated and just been by myself, apart from my partner, who is honestly my biggest source of motivation apart from God. And I think that's one of the luckiest things that I have in this moment, which is my partner, because as you go through entrepreneurship and as you go through this path of entrepreneurship, you sort of need to face everything yourself, and you are in this journey where you feel like you have such a big belief within your goals and within your dreams, but nobody really gets it. And I, trust me, I understand that. And you're never going to get away from that feeling until you put yourself in an environment where obviously you have people uplifting you, you have people who are pushing you and basically forcing you to become the best version of yourself. But until then, you're most probably gonna have to go through the first few years alone. And I went through the first few years alone. I went through my first year basically just trying to figure it out myself. But I think I've gotten really lucky with having a partner by my side, because you actually, especially in this stage of entrepreneurship where we're both trying to pursue our goals, where we're both trying to run businesses and make things work, he's the only one that gets it. You know, like I can go to him about sort of what's going on with my agency and talk about every single problem within my agency with all these complicated business words, and he would just get it and help me out with it, and also understand the feelings that come with all these complications and implications within business. But anyway, sort of going back to the topic, I do know that I'm still in this phase of isolation where I basically have nothing to focus on but myself, right? Because I've cut everything else within my environment that could potentially rob me of my focus and basically distract me. And with that isolation, it allowed me to genuinely be true with myself for once and for all. To throw away all of the lies, all of the pretending, and actually embrace who I truly am and what my true values are. And I feel like because of that, because I was put, well, I guess that I chose to be in this isolated situation, it allowed me to build such a relationship with myself where I'm now the only thing that I can rely on. And I now trust myself in knowing that I would make anything that I want work. And that's where confidence is built as well. And obviously, like I would be currently, like I'm working on my personal brand, so I'm posting all these different reels of me just being confident and talking about all these different points. And I'm not saying that I'm not confident, because I have built that confidence, but I built that confidence from being disgustingly true with myself and just knowing that I'm not lying to myself, knowing that I'm not gonna get away with lying to anybody, and that I have dignity. You know, I have my dignity, I have my true purpose that I'm not letting anything else influence. Because within this phase of isolation, I've given myself so many moments to just reflect with myself and with my situation and just conclude with myself that this is what I want to do. This entrepreneurial journey is what I want to do. And it's the fact that all I want to do is just document this journey of me learning all these different things, me learning that I just want to be authentic and I just genuinely want to help people. It's me noticing this gap within the world where there's no female influencer who actually portrays true values to the young generation. And me, obviously being somebody from this generation, I want to be the first to do that. And I want to be the first to actually portray values, to actually have an impact on people's lives. And, you know, that's why I'm trying to film videos like these that I might look back on 6 years later, that I might look back on 3 years later. But it's just knowing that I have my entire journey on film right here in this YouTube channel for people to look back on as well. Not just for me to look back on, knowing that if later I manage to achieve all of the dreams and all the goals that I have now, it would be me looking back to these videos and just knowing that I built it all brick by brick. And not only would it be me looking back on these things, but it would be the people that I impact looking back on these videos as well, and just knowing that I've had it in me this entire time. These are genuinely the values that I have and that I want to influence on people, because I have all these dreams myself. I have all these dreams of living an extraordinary life, and obviously in order to be able to live an extraordinary life, you're gonna have to go through a journey where you face tribulations, where you face all these different challenges. And if later on I build myself to be a figure that wants to influence other girls to go through the same journey and to embrace the toughness, to embrace the challenges so that they can actually genuinely become the best version of themselves, like, that's what I want to do. I understand this journey by going through it, not by pretending that I managed to achieve certain goals, but by actually going through it and documenting it on film. And another thing about going through these challenges, obviously, is that you will never be able to go through entrepreneurship until you actually sit down with yourself and get over all the lies and actually tell yourself the truth, the brutal truth, the disgusting truth that you somewhat try and hide from yourself. And there was this one amazing quote that I heard, I don't know from who, but if you made this quote, then honestly props to you, because it's a beautiful quote. And this quote said, "A man without a purpose will distract himself with pleasure." And in this world where honestly everything is about pleasure and everything is about entertainment and everything is about just quick dopamine, short-term thinking, short-term, I want to be the first to cut that line, because life will honestly offer you two paths. You either sacrifice what you have now for what you want later, or you sacrifice what you want later and get like what you want now. And it's so sad, honestly, to see that most people fall into that trap of just sacrificing their future and sacrificing their potential for short-term dopamine, because I've seen people that have so much potential in themselves, that have such, but they just get influenced by their environment, and they haven't made enough, they haven't accomplished enough to be a person of value so that they can actually go in an environment where people would uplift them and not bring them down. And I guess it's my mission to do that, because as I'm going through this entrepreneurship journey that I've set myself on, I'm sort of going through it by myself, you know, apart from my partner. I'm genuinely going through this by myself. And I started by myself. Luckily, I have a partner by my side who is going through this with me. But most girls out there don't have anybody by their side, not even a partner, not even a group of girls, not even a community. And a lot of the times people just get lost. When you don't have guidance, when you don't have the right environment to guide you and show you the way, if you don't have that within your life, like I said, you probably won't have that within the first few years or months of entrepreneurship, you will get lost and inevitably you give up. But when you're authentic with yourself, you're just authentic. You just know what's going on. If you keep allowing all these different influences to shove things into your mind and you don't give yourself a moment to clear everything out and understand who you are, you'll never be able to pursue something because you don't know what you want to pursue. And that's why I think isolating myself was honestly one of the best things that ever happened to me. It's sad, it's depressing. Honestly, I don't do anything with my life. Luckily, I live in Thailand, so I can just sort of go out and look at the beautiful city. But entrepreneurship and God really got me to sit down with myself and just ask myself, what do you want to do? What is it that you truly want to do for the rest of your life? And I think that this world that we live in has just these systems built out for you, and it just doesn't make sense. Like, for example, the school system is honestly something that I'm really against. I'm not planning to go to university, and that's because I've understood all of these things at such a young age. And most people forget that you're literally a human being. You're not gonna live 100 years. And it's just sad to see that most people go on about their entire life just living a lie and living under other people's like belief systems. It's honestly just, it's such a shame, because I know that there's people out there like myself who have this urge but who don't have the right environment, who don't have the right resources to actually pursue who they truly are and to actually become the best version of themselves. And I've made it my mission to become that first figure for young girls like myself who want to actually live a life of freedom, who want to live life on their own terms. But with this system that's set up around you, around us in this world, it's hard to do that. I have learned so many things about the world, about myself, and about life by putting myself in this state of isolation that I just couldn't accept anything else but to pursue my dreams, because I understood that this is what I truly wanted to do and I couldn't let anything else stop me from it. And I want to be the first person who's able to influence and who's able to guide people and to guide these young girls to live a life of freedom and to live life on their own terms. And I've still got a long way to go. I've obviously still got a lot to sort of express on this YouTube channel, but that's my mission. It's just to be fully authentic with myself, with God, and with you guys, because that's how you impact people. That's how you actually get people to respect you. It's about being fully authentic and just having genuine values within friendship, within business, within connections, within even a brand. If you want to build a personal brand, you just have to be honest with your audience. Same thing with sales. It's just the brutal truth is so much better than a lie that just seems good, that people want to hear. I'll be the first person who tells the truth to people and who guides them to find their truth, because I found mine at a very young age. And the second you do doesn't mean that truth is gonna manifest into your everyday life. It obviously takes a lot of work to do that. You need to materialize it into your everyday life, but if you have the right environment, if you have the right guidance, and if you have people who uplift you into going all in for that, then ultimately you will. And I feel like within this world, there's nobody really to do that, and I want to be the first person who can actually do that, because I know what it feels like. And it's not just what I feel like right now, but later on when I achieve my goals and when I genuinely achieve every single thing that I talk about right now on this YouTube channel, I'll know that I had it in me all the time, and that the truth will set you free if you just follow it. And if you ignore all the distractions around you for a set period of time, you'll be able to literally get any single life that you want. And I don't want to just be that figure and be that person who achieved it. I want to act as an example and actually showcase the entire process, and just trying to be as true as possible, to try and provide as much value as possible, and to help as many people as possible who are in the same situation as me, because God has given me such a strong belief within my goals, within myself, within my potential. And I can't hide from that. I can't hide the fact that it's what I truly want to do, and it's what God is trying to tell me to do. I can't hide from it, and that's why I'm embracing it. And I just want to be the first figure who's able to influence others to embrace it as well. And yeah, that's honestly what I'm gonna keep doing for the rest of my life. That's what I'm gonna keep doing on this YouTube channel. And if you want to see my journey on film, feel free to subscribe, because I'm gonna be doing a lot more of these, just trying to put myself out there and actually help as many people as I possibly can, to not only become the truest, best version of themselves, but to become financially abundant so that you can access anything that you want in this world, and to also become spiritually abundant, to actually become a person who's honorable, to become a person who is respectable, and not only become financially free from the businesses that you create, but to genuinely become the person who is worthy of acquiring all these things and putting yourself through all the mental toughness and all the challenges that entrepreneurship has to offer, so that you genuinely deserve it. So yeah, if you want to be a part of my journey, feel free to subscribe to this video, and honestly, I wish you all the best. I hope that you give yourself a moment to be true with yourself and embrace this true form of yourself, and to pursue it, and to not let anything around you limit you or stop you in any way. I know in my case that that's what I'm going to be doing, and that's what I'm going to be documenting, and hopefully this will be the moment that I look back on once I achieve everything that I'm trying to pursue today. Anyways, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.